President Biden is vowing to act on gun violence prevention measures, but says he can't do it alone. ABC's Alex Presha joins me live now from Washington with more on this. Alex, we're now hearing about some conversations on Capitol Hill, bipartisan talks. They're talking about measures like expanded background checks, a nationwide red flag law. How serious are these conversations, and how likely is it that they might lead to some new legislation?
Well, Diane, I mean, I think they're as serious as talks can be, right? But you know, the question that so many have had is, well, what legislation does this ultimately lead to? And when that happens, or if that happens, will it pass that 60-vote threshold in the Senate? But you know, the president here has said that yes, he is motivated to act on gun reform here, but this is something that he is relying on Congress. He has said that he can't make major change without Congress, and so he's leaned on Speaker Pelosi and also Leader Chuck Schumer to really kind of initiate and facilitate some of these talks. And so we know that there have been ongoing talks throughout the holiday. There's another Zoom call being held today amongst a bipartisan group of senators where they're considering things like red flag laws and expanded background checks on commercial sales. And look, I mean, the president has said himself that he can't outlaw a weapon. He can't change background checks. This is something that legislation should take a look at. This is something that legislation should govern. And so that's kind of where we are right now.
Now, Democratic Senator Chris Murphy is leading those bipartisan conversations. He says lawmakers are discussing, among other things, the profile of many recent mass shooters, young men between 18 and 21 years old. What kind of change could that lead to?
Well, we've heard about this idea that, you know, the guidelines for buying a handgun being different than buying guns like AR-15s, or AR-15 style guns that we've seen in some of these recent mass shootings. Teens, 18-year-olds being able to get their handguns on those earlier than they would be, or they would on handguns. And so, I mean, this is actually something that we've seen bipartisan legislators bring up, closing that loophole where maybe there is legislation put forth that would raise the age for owning these types of guns to 21. It's something that Republican Adam Kinzinger has been pretty adamant about, and we've heard other Republicans bring that up as well. So that might be one of those areas where there is some overlap for potential bipartisanship.
Now, President Biden is set to meet with the Prime Minister of New Zealand today, who famously tightened that nation's gun laws after a mass shooting at a mosque in 2019. What are you watching for in those meetings?
Well, so we know the two. They're going to be talking about combating off and online radicalization of violence. And if you remember, like even the Buffalo shooting, the alleged shooter there referenced in memos praising not just the Dylan Roof, the shooter of the Charleston church, but also that shooter in New Zealand. So some commonalities there. But so they're going to be discussing that, and they're also going to be discussing the Indo-Pacific economy and having a free and open Indo-Pacific, which is kind of on the heels of his Asia visit a couple of days back.
All right, Alex Presha in Washington for us. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.